I don't know if the DLC has leaked, but the names are pretty clear cut in my opinion. There's the Wanderer of the Rift, the Dragon King's Trial, and then Different Future. I've talked about this on previous streams, but I think it's pretty clear that it's going to be like Bahamut trials that improve your jobs in some way, probably, or maybe unlock new jobs, I don't know. And then, yeah, some sort of rift-based thing where you fight Gilgamesh or something. And then, yeah, like an actual like story expansion of some sort where things change. The future, we get a different ending of some sort, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much else to go on. I haven't heard about any leaks, but the titles, I think, give it away. Regardless. Wow, Guru stuff now. Nice. There's a lot of Sage Affinity gear going on. Yeah, I also hope that he doesn't look like he does in 15, because that would suck. It's the biggest glow down I think they've ever had in Final Fantasy. Besides maybe Ultros, but Ultros, at least in 15, looks the same, but it's just a random monster. So I don't know. That's not ideal. Yeah, I trust this game to be cool because it makes good decisions. Oh, wow, I just realized that gear's over level 100. Oh. Anyways, yeah, we're going to Final Fantasy 15 now. And that means we're going to get a remix of Somnus. So hell yeah. Maybe we'll even get some... Oh, what was that? Fool's Missive 34. How many missives are there? I think I've already gotten beyond what this number is too. It'd be funny if 15 Gilgamesh was in it, but then the actual Gilgamesh immediately rinses him. I mean, that'd be funny, but it's not really in character because regular Gilgamesh is a comic relief character. Like, he's not supposed to be the one who gets W's. He's supposed to just get owned constantly. That's his entire shtick. Like he's a goofball, 100%. Probably 40? Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's hard to say. I wonder if there's post-game missives for that matter. Alright. Vigilia Court. This twin-headed skyscraper once played host to a crystal, and as such contains the technology needed to control its power. I was told that in its origin world, Dimension 15, the crystal was stolen, which was the trigger that allowed darkness to engulf the realm. I have no way of knowing what the fate of this place was, but it appears that the Lufenians brainstormed a way to send perfectly measured packages of darkness its way. I suppose they were left with no choice but to abandon the subtler methods they usually prefer. Yeah, so I guess Arden is like the most darkness-focused villain in Final Fantasy. Even more so than Cloud of Darkness, which is ironic. Gilgamesh 15 was such an L. No, that's the thing. 15 in general was an L. Like, okay, story time. Once upon a time, one of my sisters, her boyfriend at the time, gave me, he found out I liked Final Fantasy, so he gave me a book about the development of Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within. And it was interesting. There was lots of cool tidbits about the technological side. Like, there's a scene in that game, or in that movie, where a character shoots a window and then jumps through it, but they had an issue where the physics they were using made it so it looked like a Looney Tunes cartoon where you just leave an outline of that character's shape and the window wouldn't shadow properly, so they had to figure out a solution for that. But one thing that really sticks with me from that book, it's the...
Feeling's gone.
There's a bit at the end.
Drive. My purpose.
Oh no! He's losing the will to fight chaos. Poor Jack. Anyways, near the end of the book, there's a picture of a chocobo, like some graffiti that's drawn on top of the, of like something, I forget what. And the subtitle says, Chocobo makes its debut in Final Fantasy The Spirits Within. And that has been my standard for when you make something that's shamed, like you're ashamed of your franchise's history, where it's like, oh, yeah, no, we're a serious, legitimate story. We don't have goofy things like birds. We don't have our iconic stuff because we want to be taken seriously. We demand to be taken seriously. Huh, the tone of this music is really not what I expected for Somnus. That's what I like about these remixes, actually. They're very different takes. I appreciate that out of remixes. Like, I think YouTube has given rise to a lot of remixes that are note for note the same, but with different instruments. Like, rock remixes on YouTube are a lot of that, and it's really not great. So I really appreciate when a remix goes way off the, like, into a completely different direction. But yeah, so like Final Fantasy 15 is another game where I feel like it's embarrassed of its history. It has lots of stuff where like, oh, don't worry, this isn't silly Gilgamesh where he quotes Power Rangers and transforms and does all kinds of wacky stuff. No, this is just a guy with a sword. His name's Gilgamesh. He kills people. That's his thing. Like it's like, it's so lame. It's such a just downgrade is too generous of a statement. Like it's just so rooted in shame. They just don't want it to be the actual thing people like. Oh wow, I got a lot of levels for Ninja and Assassin. Yeah, I can basically just use whoever I want at this point. But who? I wish I could make more use of Liberator and Void Knight. If Liberator could use its passive ability, its R2 ability, on the other job, it would be so handy. Not even a funny sword, for shame. Yeah, like, that's the thing. Gilgamesh, like, it's great because he steals weapons, but he usually gets the wrong one. Like, in Final Fantasy XII, he uses a bunch of weapons from previous protagonists that, like he uses, like, the weapon from 9, uses the Buster Sword, that kind of thing. And, like, Cloud's Buster Sword, it's clearly not the real thing because there's, like, some kanji on it or something that says replica. And yeah, Duelist is not getting much love, unfortunately. I have no reason to go back to those jobs for now, but one day, maybe one day. Yeah, or like in Opera Omnia, Gilgamesh's gimmick is that he can transform one of his moves into another character's weapon. So like he'll steal Cloud's weapon. It's not their iconic weapons. It's not like the Buster Sword. It's their other weapons for their limited abilities. But it'll say like for example, the weapon it takes from Cloud is Apocalypse, but his will say Apocalypse ? Because that's the thing. Like he gets the wrong weapons, and that's his whole thing. I don't know why I'm just randomly exploiting all this Gilgamesh stuff. I guess it's just that I'm hoping that's how he is in the game when he comes out later. Maybe. They could take a different, edgier Gilgamesh, like the one from 8 or the one from Type 0, but I really do just want regular Gilgamesh because it'd be so funny to see that Gilgamesh go up against Jack, of all people. But yeah, and then of course his most iconic thing is that instead of getting Excalibur, he gets Excalibur, which does nothing unless it's thrown. I'm paralyzed for choice now. I don't know what jobs to go for. Like, Breaker and Sage have really carried me through this game, so I guess I'll just stick with them, but Sage is at cap.
Alright.
Oh well. I also hope I get a better hat for Jack. Like, I can't just turn off the hats in this game because, like I said, what if he gets like a like fedora or something where you can see his face and it's funny? You can't just block that out. Ooh, Ascension. That sounds good. Okay, it's just 3 uppercut slashes. Nice. Yeah, no, Gilgamesh is the same character in the majority of games. The only times he's not is Type 0 and 15. Those are unique Gilgameshes.
Hope it's good.
Huh, that was easy. Wow, yeah. Level 96 weapon, just like that. If only lances were good. I feel like I should probably give lances a better chance because I do have way more finishers for them now, so I probably have way more utility than I remember.
There's gotta be a way to get through.
I'm glad they're getting good use out of these 15 assets. That 15... I was gonna say 15 deserves it, but that's not... I don't want to lie.
Well done.
Oh, those are the magic reactors that Noctis absorbs magic from. Nice. These skeletons get so dark that it's really easy... Oh, am I dead? Okay. Oh. Hello, Matista. I would doubt that Crisis Core is coming to PlayStation Plus, but it might. Because the thing is, they have worked out something, it seems. Like, they have to, because Ever Crisis is coming out, and it's covering Crisis Core, and Dirge of Cerberus, and all that kind of stuff. They have to use GACT, so I'm sure they figured something out. And in that case, they might have figured out something for Crisis Core as well at the same time. So I think there's a chance that Crisis Core will come out on that. I don't think it's a super high chance, but it might be saved. We might be safe. We might get a chance. Ah, how dare you slightly dodge me. Man, I don't think I've ever absorbed a Cursed Claw or anything like that. Oh, there goes my break. No, come on. Did that thing just make purple blood come out of Jack? It's something I've been thinking about with a lot of these brutalities in this game is that for a lot of enemies, Jack just flat out makes them have blood so that he can do a brutality on them. Like, he'll go up against a Flan and fill it with blood so that he can make a blood crystal come out of them. Like, they don't naturally have that. Okay, these spiders they're either not going to be a problem at all or they're going to be really annoying. That's my prediction. Lesser Black Widow. This implies the existence of a greater Black Widow. Oh, this area is really dark. I can't see anything. I'm glad the enemies are glowing at least.
My sword breath. We must do better next time.
So the only problem with having Sage active is that I have to use their stupid mace attacks. Oh, interesting. There's blue barriers and red barriers. So I guess Noctis and Arden are being used in this case to block things off. Huh, did I trigger a switch without realizing it, or is this... Oh.
So that was generating the barrier.
GACT is like chaos? Nothing worth force... So yeah, honestly, I definitely think that
Not just monster
even if they have to do something like come up with a new look for him, like change his face, I think that Genesis as a character is coming back for 7 Remake because I really doubt they're going to let that secret ending from Dirge of Cerberus just
So long
sit.
as his information is good.
So they definitely have something planned, I'm sure, that's coming up. Oh god, this is actually... This, of all the levels, is the one that's going to confuse me, I feel. Because it's just a whole bunch of hallways. Also, already, this location is bigger than it was in 15. Oh, what's this? Oh, a shield. Nice. We're getting into, like, Lightning Returns tier gear. Like, the stuff for the gods, I guess. Ooh, a level 100 Ogre Killer. Ooh. I love how much affinity you can get for low-level jobs at this point. Like, I think I have enough gear to get, maybe even at this point, get all the way to level 400 affinity for Sage. Oh, right. That's what that does.
Watch it carefully.
Oh no, the bats, really? Oh. I was hoping they'd be gone forever. No. At least I can start building up my max MP. That's been definitely lacking. Oh, free MP. Don't mind if I do. At least I'm sure these stay broken if I die.
Your chance. Now then, we've destroyed the power source, so the barrier should be down.
Man, those dodge all the time. Not dodge, they miss. The bubbles come out at just the right angle, so I waste my soul guard. Oh, I got a mere level 94 Ogre Killer. Pathetic. Who needs that? Posture check? Yeah, posture's still doing good. Oh, see you later, Pansy Zombie.
Hey, Jack, we need to have a talk. Now that our crystals won't protect us from the mist, you're a liability. You depended on yours to keep you safe.
In other words, you'll be forced to do your favorite thing. Reminisce.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Jack.
Shut up.
That's actually a really fucked up thing to say. Like, oh, you're gonna have your memories overwritten by someone else's. Haha, that's so wacky. Your very identity is at risk. Oh, elevator? Yes. Nice. Like, what a terrible thing to say. I wonder what the storage capacity of a crystal is. The tiny... Yeah, Jack is a super endearing character, actually. He's really lovable. He's just an angry little guy.
Hey, what are we even doing here?
Killing all the monsters. Duh.
We do this for Astos, and he gives us the info we want.
What info is that?
I get the feeling he knows lots of stuff. Like world affairs.
How do you get in?
history.
Oh, there's a door. You just can't open it. What a weird location. Okay, Brutal Tackle is as good as ever.
Treasure.
Oh, I hear a piano. We're gonna get Somnus for real now?
That was a simple matter.
Next fight might not be so easy.
Oh, so yeah, I doubt I'm gonna find it because they're always pretty obscure, but keep an eye out for stranger voices. Wow. It would've been cool to see stuff like this in 15 proper. Oh, a Lufenian log. What's with all these angry cloned NPCs? This is every NPC in the entire game. Over the course of countless experiments, we have determined that the very fact of human existence is the source of chaos phenomena. Though we had hoped to bring all native organisms with us into our glorious future, I strongly urge the removal of any life forms that prove unmanageable. With seemingly perfect timing, the latest proposal from our extraplanar collaborator seems in line with this suggestion. An official consideration for enacting both ideas in tandem is in progress. Man, the Lufenians sure are wacky characters. I hope they don't do any wacky and uncharacteristic mass genocides.
This is the one. Time for a change.
No, come on, why'd you miss that bad?
Better tread carefully.
If someone knows a way for me to just take out these horses super easily and humiliate them, I want my revenge. I am powered by anger, much like Jack. Oh. God. There is nothing worse than horses in this game. I stand by this. Tonberries are real rough, especially with groups, but everything they do is honest. It has a long wind up. You can see it coming. It's just overwhelming. And then these horses come along and just like, what if we did everything at once? What if you could never get a chance to breathe ever again? What if? This is just a hypothetical scenario. Okay, we got purple ones now. I don't even know who these are. Obviously, blue is Noctis and red. Oh, are they working together? Is this the timeline where they're friends? Did part of the DLC leak into this game?
Let's go.
Make this entertaining.
I appreciate they let you swing up at least, but like,
Over already?
yes, a lot of weapons are really not suited to fighting bats.
Watch it carefully.
Oh, ah.
Defenses are shattered.
I should just not charge Earthshaker sometimes. It's really strong and fast if you just tap it once.
It's a win.
This kind of has like a kind of vibe of like if it was a Final Fantasy X remix of Somnus. Like, 10 really likes those like plinky pianos. Those soft, like sentimental ones.
All right. Here. Time for a change.
Nope, don't target those. Whoa, what happened there? I just did like a whole loop around them and got hit. Ah. Like they can just stack on so many hits in such a short amount of time. It's kind of insane. You thought the Lufenians are pro-chaos? No, they're strongly anti-chaos. They've accidentally created chaos, but that's because they're the typical godly beings who don't understand anything about humanity and don't realize that chaos is the innate nature of mankind. And they want to get rid of it. So they used a very complicated timeline hopping technique in order to create the means of of chaos being created. It's almost like those magical attacks enemies use are designed to like appear in between or like on both ends of you and not actually hit, so that you waste your soul gauge. I thought it said Plunderer's Horse. It's like, oh, I got horse gear, nice. Hop on Starfall? I had Starfall on a previous thing. I'm not sure if I still have that on my current gear. Let me check. So, yeah, I know the mace moves are actually really good. I just don't like their basic combo. It's really, really short range for me. Oops, wrong thing. Okay, enables Bone Crusher and Cascade. Wow, 2 skills now. Nice, we're getting to the real good stuff. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good mace. Huh. Gotta remember to delete some stuff later. Getting close to that 500 cap. So yeah, I don't have Starfall right now, but do have some other stuff. I should customize my combo. I haven't done that in a while. Heavy bash, huh? Aw, I wanted just a big repeating smashy. I mean, that looks fine. And it does use a shield, I guess. That's... yeah. I don't know. Divine Strike is good, though. Got that holy thing going on. Yeah, that looks way cooler. I'm keeping that because it looks better. Fiery Impact, though. Okay, Bone Crusher's the other one. What's this got going for it? Ooh, yeah, I like that a lot, actually. I just go by aesthetics, honestly. Functionality comes second. Okay, Aftershock. I feel like the coolest looking shield moves don't use the shield in any obvious way. But I'll take it. Alright, where was I going? What did I even get from that location? Was that one of the devices? Let me check. I don't think it was. Is this just a nothing? Oh. No, there was nothing in here. Oh, okay, there was a chest. I got something, I guess. Nothing that really stuck with me. Well, that's cute. You get MP from destroying the magic containers. Huh. Oh, it's just a fire extinguisher. I thought it was like a panel or something to click on. Okay, yeah, no, I'm getting really turned around at this point. Oh. Thanks for following. Nope, bad guy. I assume you're related to Saul, bad guy.
Dead end?
Always nice to have members of the bad guy family here.
I get the same vibe.
That all you got?
Yeah! I'm getting good at this.
Save some of that wrath for the monster. I got a talent for destruction. Nice.
What's that statue meant to be? That's not someone from 15.
Us.
That's just a generic, like, Christian-looking statue. Like, where's the statue of Etro or, like, Lunafreya or one of the kings or something? Surely I'm not forgetting someone. Maybe it's a statue of Jared from Final Fantasy 15. Worm mail, huh? How am I doing on gear? Oh yeah, this looks okay. The thief gear, like the cloaks and stuff, is starting to finally have a decent aesthetic to it. Because that was the worst looking stuff at the start. But now everything's starting to have a much better vibe.
If it's not chaos, killing chaos, or light and dark, who cares, right?
Wrong. All of that's just background noise. All I care about is...
Finding something to replace that purpose you lost.
You got it. I need a name. Something to kill. I'm nothing without a battle to fight.
I wouldn't say that.
It's a matter of principle. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, this is really interesting, actually. This dynamic's really starting to become something. Ooh, Guru gear. So that probably has Sage Affinity. Like, yeah, Sage Affinity seems just really, like, all of the affinity abilities are good. But, like, having good Sage Affinity would legitimately change a lot because at 400% you can heal your MP with potions. In fact, what I really want to do is combine... actually, what I really want to do, I want to take gear for I think it's Liberator. I want to get Liberator Affinity gear and Sage Affinity gear and get up to 400% on party members. So when they use potions, it shares the potion with the entire party and restores their MP. Because that would probably give you so much longevity. It would be insane. That's my theory. Like, I mentioned last stream, I'm really starting to think up builds at this point. It's a matter of luck which gear you get, but like, there's got to be something. Oh, that didn't do anything. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I've got to try out my old weapons again with new stuff, because I have way better combos going now. Oh, attack me, please. I'm begging you. Oops. I guess I cast haste on myself. Whoops. God, that's actually really effective and super simple and fast. Yeah, okay. I can't believe Bone Crusher is effective against skeletons. Who knew? I'm taking everything they have because all they have is bones. Of course, almost everything in the world has bones for me to take. Sage is just stupid. Yeah, no. Sage has carried me through this game, like I said. Sage and Breaker have been my biggest sources of big damage. And also just support in general, because Haste is my favorite spell. I love it, because it just makes you faster. I don't even care if there's other more stuff that's more potent, but like, just the fact that this game isn't cowardly and just makes it so Haste makes everything faster is so satisfying.
So Lufenia sends its refuse here to generate yet more darkness.
Why would they want to make the stuff?
I have the feeling I wouldn't understand, even if someone explained it to me.
Am I making this up, or was there a white cat thing Noctis talked to? Yeah, no, so, okay, this is a really, really weird aspect of 15. So, once upon a time, there was a demo for Final Fantasy 15 called the Final Fantasy 15 Platinum Demo. And this wasn't demo of story content, it was a unique, minor sub-story where Noctis has a dream as a child, and he meets Carbuncle, and you have the opportunity to name it. And then so if you do the tutorial in the game, you can talk to Carbuncle and it'll help you learn how to play the game when you get to 15 proper. But the only time you'll see Carbuncle in the game otherwise is if you play on easy mode, because if you play on easy mode and die, Carbuncle will show up and revive you. Otherwise, this whole aspect of 15 is just absent. It's just not done. Like it's because 15 has a whole part of lore where Noctis can enter the world of dreams, which is a thing that's a leftover from Versus 13, where they would go to the world of Versus, and there's like a whole thing about dreams being connected to death and stuff like that. And that just isn't in 15, but there's still these little bits of it left over and stuff like that. And yeah, the Platinum demo is no longer available. You can't download it, so there's no way to see this bit anymore unless you watch it on YouTube. It's all just so bizarre and broken and unfinished and all that good stuff. Yeah, like, yeah. So no, you're not insane. Carbuncle is real,
We gonna go back or what?
and you can name it, but only if you have a demo that they took down. All right, still no purple, but this must be gone. Yeah.
Couldn't make it more obvious, could they?
Yeah. Even comes with guardian monsters. Not very subtle.
They still need that Nomura opera scene. He's gonna get his musical eventually, I'm sure.
Still within reach.
Like, really, like, Kingdom Hearts is the perfect opportunity to do it, but I'm sure he can get something else if he really wants to. He has a lot of influence. Oh, you know, these things are actually very similar to what they had in the DLC for 15, episode Arden. There were these magic reactors you would destroy, and there'd be like these big guardians with cool Lotus Juice music playing.
There. A barrier must have gone down somewhere.
Yeah, like if you know anything about the ideas in Versus 13 that kind of sort of stayed in
Okay.
That drive
15,
inside of you was what kept you anchored. Now it's gone. Where
and
will
like
it
his,
take you?
you can, if you know about all that stuff and like the
It's not like
ideas
our
there,
time's over.
then
Fenia's darkness is still
you can
out
see how those ideas are being reused now in Kingdom
Yes,
Hearts
right for once.
3 and onward.
Jack, it's fine if
Like,
you're rattled.
dreams being connected to death is not a new concept. That's always been like a very common thread in a lot of types of mythology and cultures and all that. But it's being very, very much brought to the forefront now. Looking for a save cube, but I can't find one. Oh well. And like another idea from Versus 13 that was intended to be a big thing, they wanted to have locations from real life in the game. Like the example they gave early on was they wanted to have the Basilica from... I not want to embarrass myself and get it wrong, even though I should know this. It's a very, very important location in history. But, you know, they wanted the Basilica, for example, to be a location that was part of the Versus 13 universe. Wait, I've been here? Huh. I'm getting turned around again, damn it. Yeah, that's the purple route, okay. But did I not go down here? Because there's enemies down here now. Aren't there? Yeah.
Let's be quick.
Yeah, and like you can see how the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 and stuff, they're building up these real life locations being part of the world. They're showing Shibuya, and it may really be that Shibuya is not related to the world ends with you. It might just be actual fake Shibuya. Nomura is seriously going to make Versus 13 crying. Yeah, basically, even if it's not in name, if it's just like, you know, he's gonna make it. It's called Virum Rex, original character, do not steal. Check out this character whose name translates to Night Sky, not to be confused with Noctis Lucis Caleb, whose name is like the Night Sky. You know. Completely different. Not at all connected. Okay, I got that gear at least, but now I gotta get back to the purple door. Through one of these. But which one? Nope. Okay, we're way back. This is the place from like a whole stream ago. But yeah. People who don't see the potential in a musical video game are real, like, they don't just... Saying they lack imagination is unfair to people who lack imagination, because people can not be creative minded and still see the value in something. And if you can't see the value in something as, like, music driven as a musical, I get that sounds really dumb, but, you know, like, you can sync stuff up to music. And that's really effective for a video game, because music and being timed to something you're physically doing is really, really satisfying, shockingly enough. So you do that, and you get a default, fun, engaging experience, just like that. I mean, it takes work. It's not easy to sync things up to gameplay, because it has so much control given to the player. But still, it's still really cool. It's a really cool idea. If someone can do it, then it'll be really cool. You have to pull it off right, but like the Final Fantasy Concert Distant Worlds, they have a special ending to the opera theme from Final Fantasy VI, and like imagining a playable version of that where the music syncs up to how you're playing is so interesting. Oh! Okay. I hope that didn't do too much damage. If my save file's wrecked, that's gonna really suck. When was the last orb I was even at, or cube I was at? Shout out to Nomura for hiding the fact that you get your ass kicked by Dylan Sprouse. Yeah, it's pretty good. I appreciate keeping things hidden like that. Okay, how much did I lose? I haven't found a cube in a long time. So Trash Man Asana, if you want to know which ending is canon, I feel like it was already pretty clear that losing is canon, but the novel does just flat out make it so that Sora just gets owned in a second. So that's Until otherwise said, that's the true canon ending. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Lots of these barriers are back. Oh.
Let's see what's inside.
Oh. I did mention on the stream I lose Final Fantasy save files a lot. So that's why I'm always worried about it happening. Because it just happens all the time. Constantly.
Right.
Come on. I expect to be impressed.
Okay, so I'm going to try and backtrack to cubes whenever possible. Man, I know this game's not optimized, but just flat out crashing like that, that's rough. Okay, I gotta put my combos back on too. Oh no, I probably don't have my good mace anymore, I bet. I have to hope I get one. Ooh, Dawn Bangles. Got some Warriors of the Dawn coming in here.
That was less than ideal.
We need to patch ourselves up.
Hope it's good.
Oh, okay. Retracing your steps is already bad enough in a game, but retracing them when you're on a stream, that's pretty dire. Okay, I do have that report. I just need to find out which one of these doors doesn't have a barrier, so I can get through that barrier to get to the other I'm not doing the horse again. I mean, actually, now they have this mace stuff figured out, maybe that's just all I needed all along. No, the horses are... Oh, God. Okay. I think I can do this.
I think we're safe.
So, what now?
Okay. Well, the horses are definitely more manageable when you do this. Oh, I had to come here anyways. This red thing's important.
That was a simple.
So the animation for the aftershock attack is actually what I want out of maces. Just a bunch of repeated heavy bonks. I'm all about that. Okay. I remember commenting on this gear looking nice. So I'm not that far back, I don't think. Oh yeah, Pritwin is a shield from Lightning Returns. I remember that. Okay. Heavy Bash, no. Brute Strike, yes. Aftershock, maybe? Yeah, I can go for that. I think I'm good for axe moves, but let's find out. Ground Pound is definitely worth keeping. Okay, double swing. What's this? Oh, that's very straightforward. Okay, quick pivot I do like. Ooh, Tomahawk. What's this? Oh, that's a lot of hits. Ooh, I do like getting lots of hits in. I'm gonna do that. I like it. Orbital Collision. Oh, Starfall. Huh. I have it for the axe, but not the mace. Huh. But Orbital Collision. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, this is cool too, but Orbital Collision though. I mean, the name is Orbital Collision. Like, come on. Okay, now to go through that red door. I'm glad they just have some red lights glowing to kind of give you an idea where to go. Because otherwise this would be a nightmare to navigate.
Dead end? But I think there's a way up.
I get the same vibe.
No. Oh.
Won't be long before
When you lock onto the wrong thing, it's so rough in this game.
Careful now.
Quite good at this.
Gotta check check it out, Jack.
Nice. Down with the old, up with the us.
All right, well, it's a shame that they crashed just like then, because I was thinking that if I could do good against the boss here, I might have actually been able to get this done on this stream. But may have to keep it for tomorrow, because I am running out of time.
Crap.
If it's not chaos, killing chaos, or light and dark, who cares, right?
Wrong. All of that's just background noise. All I care about is...
Finding something to replace that purpose you lost.
You got it. I need a name. Something to kill. I'm nothing without a battle to fight.
I wouldn't say that.
It's a matter of principle. You wouldn't understand.
So, like, it's pretty clear that what Jack actually is forgetting is that he had a connection to Princess Sarah, right? Like, that's the thing.
That looks painful.
I don't feel like I'm being particularly insightful saying that.
Almost out of potions.
Fight with caution.
Oh, more MP, nice. I can always take that. Okay, I have to make sure. I'm gonna have to find that cube and backtrack to it before I go through that elevator again, because I'm scared. I'm really scared. You know, Jack does have plenty of other things to kill, but I guess they're not giving him enough challenge. He demands only the toughest opponents. Oh, nope, this is backtracking. The locations of this game are just memorable enough that I can generally pick up on where I have and haven't been. Though the enemies are also a nice giveaway. Strangers of Paradise really is just a sequel to 8-Bit Theater all along. At least in the sense that Jack would and could parry the earth if need be. If he was falling, he would just use Soul Shield and block it. It's not a red attack.
So Lufenia sends its refuse here to generate yet more darkness.
Why would they want to make the stuff?
I have the feeling I wouldn't understand, even if someone explained it.
All right.
Ooh, secret
That's the
passage.
blue one. Oh, you can
One
actually
more
see the
secret
thing fade
uncovered.
out. Okay. Wait, if I turn here, there's a cube right around the corner, right? Right? No. There's a cube if I go back, right? I'm so worried about losing progress now. What's he gonna do? Dedicate his life to killing a wind elemental? I mean, yeah, he could. He just uses a cube to revive all the enemies. And then boom, save. Like, he can just fight them forever, get really high job levels.
Couldn't make it more obvious, could they?
Yeah, and it even comes with guardian monsters. Not very subtle.
No.
We've had worse than this.
Uh-oh, I only have one potion. Oh, God.
We must
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No more potions. We'll have to take it slow.
Also would appreciate if it doesn't lock me off the enemies. This isn't Birth by Sleep. Nah. I'm so worried now.
No room for mistakes.
shield surge is super reliable, actually. Like, it's not flashy, but it's good.
Let's end this.
Yeah, like purple, it speaks of finality to me. Like if I just get past this, then I can get to whatever the boss fight is. Yeah, because this will just be whatever's Final Fantasy VI, and then who
Barrier
knows?
must have gone down somewhere.
Jack, you okay?
That
Yeah, so this
drive
does go
inside
away
you is
just
what
in
kept you
time.
anchored. Now it's gone. We're worried about you.
What?
Okay,
It's
okay,
not like
that's
I
the
got over.
elevator that killed me last
Fang's
time.
darkness is still
So-
out there, growing stronger.
Jed's right for once. Jack, it's fine if you're rattled. Just stay on point. Remember, we got your back.
Now where are you? I just need a cube. I need potions. I can do it. I can find it. Okay, not here. Nope, not here either. And I bet there's a cube right past that elevator too. But you have to get past the elevator first. Okay, no, seriously, where was the cube that... Like, the cube wasn't that far away, was it? But all these places look really similar. Oh, there we go. I found it. Oh, there's a relief. Wow, mage. I haven't thought about that in a long time. And liberator. Not the XP I was expecting. All right, guys, cross your fingers. This time, we don't want it to crash. Hey! We did it, chat.
Were those cubes?
Yeah, I knew
Let's
it.
remember
I
this
knew
place.
it. Sending Jack your strength like Goku. I think you got that backwards. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be that you send your energy to Goku. But Jack appreciates it, I'm sure. He doesn't show it. He's not good at expressing himself like that. Huh. What's this meant to be? Like, I feel like we're getting to see a bunch of locations that are part of, like, the design document of 15 that we just never saw because the game's unfinished. Because this is a cool area. And I don't remember anything like this in 15.
Wow. It's lovely.
I never pegged you for a nature lover.
You really know how to ruin the moment, huh, Jen?
Right. Quiet time.
Dark pressure.
Quickly!
Okay, I've been mace pilled. These new moves I have make them way better.
Can't you move?
I feel bad we're trashing
Oh, I was
this
poisoned
place.
that whole time,
It's
apparently.
transient. It's just how things are.
Oh, when there's lots of enemies, cycling through your lock-ons takes forever. Ooh! Oh, I've got Sage Art. I should just use a projectile on them. Probably fire. Had to guess. Yeah.
Breathtaking.
There we go. This is from the Final Fantasy 15 movie? Neat. I like it when they pull on everything from something. Use every bit of the meat, I guess? Would it be meat here? I think it would be meat. Is it use every part of the carcass? I forget how the phrase goes. We use every bit of an animal in order to make the best use of it. Like, you don't want to let the bones go to waste. You don't want to not eat the meat and let it rot. You want to, I don't know, do you do things with the eyes? I don't know. I don't really know about that. You know, it hasn't really come up since it's something you get really early on. Like, even the basic mage class can do it, but I really appreciate they just give you God tier magic right at the start. You just charge up. You don't have to earn it. Wow, wait, is that a finisher that just does Watera? Or Waterga, maybe? Ooh! Yeah, we're really getting lots of red gear now. Use the entire behemoth? Thanks, Reverend. I'm going to use that in the context of Final Fantasy, at least. In fact, I think they might actually say that in 13.2. Because in 13.2, there's a whole hunting aspect where it's like, you know, everything's dead, so you got to make good use of the monsters you hunt. Come on, get in range, please. Ah. Okay, that is a big weakness of these maces. Everything else can wow! That is really strong. Wait, Julian, you didn't know about the Final Fantasy 15 movie? Yeah, there's a whole CG movie called Kingsglaive. It's literally the intro to Final Fantasy 15 ripped out of the game and made into a bad movie with actors from, not Breaking Bad, the other one, Game of Thrones. It's really funny actually because of that, the characters look nothing like they do in the game sometimes. Like Ravis just looks completely different. It's insane because they didn't look like the actors instead. Because you know, got to get in that timeless Game of Thrones. Got to get in while that's hot. Got to get Sean Bean and all that because they're gonna be good forever. It's gonna really elevate this bad movie. By the way, I want you all to know that it takes significant mental effort on my part to say Sean instead of Scene. In my head, S-E-A-N always reads as Scene. I can't stop it, no matter how hard I try. So I hope you appreciate the mental strain I go through for the sake of commentary.
Better tread carefully.
Wait, did that just do 1600 damage? No, it didn't. Okay. Thought I took a ton of damage for some reason. But yeah, there was a Final Fantasy 15 OVA too, where they did a bunch of little mini episodes as a free marketing thing. And they also have a bizarre thing where there's a sixth episode, or maybe it's a fifth one, but there's an episode about Lunafreya that's exclusive to the special edition of Final Fantasy 15. So like, it's just 15 is such an insane mess. There's so much stuff that you forget about some of it at some point. It's just so unfinished. Whoa! I just got sent flying. I guess I could be using some of this MP to heal instead of wasting my potions, but whatever. Wait. These webs paralyze me? Okay. Oh, I missed.
We should count our blessings.
All of which add nothing to the game? Kinda, yeah. 15 has this weird thing because like the tone of Kingsglaive is completely different from the tone of 15 itself. It's super gritty. It's kind of like Spirits Within or something like that, where it's very like the way that they use like the warp strikes and stuff where you teleport using your weapons is grounded in reality. Like you have to consider the weight and momentum of your weapons because you're gonna warp to them. It's very bizarre. And like you see like a woman's corpse being eaten by crows or something. I vaguely remember that. Like it's very strange how they frame everything in that game. Or movie, sorry. And then the OVA Brotherhood is also it's also really weird because the characters have traits that don't really carry over to 15, and it's stuff that's better in that case. It's stuff that should be in the game because it really adds to them, but they just didn't do it. They didn't keep it going. Like,
Should be careful.
so one aspect of 15 is that Versus 13 was envisioned as a trilogy, and with 15, they melted down all 3 games into one story, and when you think about it that way, it makes a lot of sense. Huh, did I dodge the grab by doing that, but still get hurt? Oh, 2 Hill Gigai. Yeah, that's just my sound of the day, apparently. I keep on making that noise whenever I'm in trouble.
Defenses are shattered. Keep your wits about you and we'll be fine.
No. Oh, they keep getting their brake gauges back. Ah. The bane of my existence is enemies slowly wandering backwards. Yeah, the DLC in the same way with 15, it was meant to flesh out the characters, but it really didn't. It failed to do that in a very big way. It's very bizarre.
It's the last of them.
We'll have to take it slow. Leon, don't give in.
Is Prompto a little fatty who committed to the grind to be a friend with Noctis or a super soldier from the Empire? Make up your mind about it. So that's the weird thing about Prompto's whole thing. Because, yeah, there is the whole aspect of he was fat and then he worked hard and ate vegetables and stuff and became he became a twink. And he did that in order to become friends with Noctis. And meanwhile, his dark secret is that he is a soldier, but the thing, he's not even a super soldier. He's just a clone that was going to be melted down to make evil gas to make soldiers. So there's nothing about him that is a dark hidden twist. And the game acknowledges this. Noctis doesn't care when he finds out about this, but there is nothing to like associate with shame because it's not like he's a soldier who was programmed in order to become bad or something like that. He was literally just fuel to make monsters. And then he was rescued and became a regular human being, and there's nothing different about him whatsoever. It's such a mess. All right. Okay, 29. The desperate hunger gnawing at the stranger's heart was put there by the Lufenians. The urge to destroy chaos is the principle that will guide them. And through it all, the overall quantity of darkness in this world will be diminished. That is why he fights even now. But what will become of him when chaos in all its current forms is defeated? When he rediscovers his own links to Lufenia? What then will be his reason to fight? If he cannot remember his final goal, it is then that my service as shepherd will be truly needed. Though I genuinely hope that he can recall his true mission without need for my intervention. Yeah, okay, this is stuff we already know, I think. They've been really piling on the missives lately.
Check Check it out, Jack.
I'll have to find which ones I'm missing at some point and go back and get them. Jack 1, huh? Where's Daxter? No, that's the thing. We already got a missive called Jack 2. So we know that he's going to kill Praxis. 15 is such a nightmare, yeah. Hello, Dio96.
Bit off a little too much there.
We must do better next time.
Hopefully there's a cube soon, but if not, I do have Sage. I can just do it. Don't. Okay, so I think I didn't have Brute Strike last time. I think I had Bone Crusher or something like that.
We've faced much worse.
Next.
Yeah, there we go. All of the finishers seem really good, actually, so I'm not too worried about what I choose. Because they all just destroy the Great Gauge. It's insane. Uh-oh. Oh. No, don't do this to me. There we go. Please have a cube next.
Giving up already?
Now we can wrap this up.
Ooh, Sonic Knuckles. Nice. I wish instead of visors they had like sunglasses or something. They look cooler, I think, in my opinion. I want visors. No, I don't want visors. I want glasses and then a hat. That would really complete the look, in my opinion. Oh, there we go. Another shortcut.
Ooh, secret passage.
For the next time, we need a breather.
I hear Somnus. All right, what stats have I got? Okay, I gotta wind down very soon now, so I'm gonna just do a once over on the chat, and then I'm assuming the boss is literally like right across from this point, so we're gonna do a lot tomorrow, I hope. And maybe even finish up the game. We'll see. But yeah, let's see what's going on in chat before I go. 15 was such a nightmare. Daxter. Been told a lot of times to enjoy 15 for what it is. See, that's the thing, is that I enjoyed 15 the first time I played it. 15 is a game that gets worse the longer you think about it. Because 15 gets a lot of mileage out of seeming like it's going somewhere, and then its ending being very well directed. Even though the ending is not earned in the slightest, it is very well directed. Like, Tabata is really good at that. Type Zero's localization is pretty terrible, so it really hurts your ability to like the characters, but the ending is still really good. So despite the fact that the rest of the story is a mess, it still really is evocative at the very end. And then Crisis Core obviously is like one of the saddest things ever. But yeah, 15, if you don't think about it too hard, is fine. It's just that if you think about it, you start to realize nothing goes anywhere and the story's not about anything. Like, it introduces, find these 15 legendary weapons. Why? You'll find out, and then you don't, because all it amounts to is that each one you find is one extra hit on the final boss. That's all it does in the end, in terms of narrative. And then, yeah, like, is it about Noctis and Luna Freya's relationship? Well, they never have a conversation in the entire game, so no. Is it about the relationship between Noctis and his father? Because they never have an on-screen conversation except for at the very beginning. And then after he dies in the beginning, he's pretty much never acknowledged ever again. And it doesn't even seem to affect Noctis that much, except for the scene right when it happens. Is it about the brotherhood between Noctis and his friends? Because if so, they never really do much to establish why they have these connections or what the connections really mean to them. And then the final boss doesn't involve them. They all just get written out of the story immediately so Noctis can have a one-on-one confrontation with the final boss. So like, what is the game about? Nobody knows. It's a mystery. Yeah, 15 is just not fun to play because everything about it doesn't quite... Like, 15, I think you can very, very clearly see there was a lot of stuff where it's just like, okay, we need something to make it so that the game functions. We don't need to think about the design of it. We don't have time. So, like, your car uses gas. But how much does it cost to refill your gas? 10 gil, which is pretty much nothing. Also, if you're below, like, 1/3 of your gas tank, they'll just say, hey, do you want to refill your gas the next time you get in the car? Like if you leave any parking spot, you'll say, want to refill your gas? Yes? Okay. Done. 10 gil. And yeah, so like in the same way, or like the skill tree in 15, the very end tier things cost 999 AP, which is the cap. And that is really difficult to get. And then like the tier below that costs 333 and so on. Like, so it's like 300, 500, and 999. And then there's like cheaper things beyond that. It's very much just like, okay, these are placeholder numbers. We're not going to consider what is a relevant cost for like how useful the skill is. We're just going to have a linear tiered thing. This costs this much more. This one is at the end, so it costs 999 because it's at the end. Is it worth 999? Who cares? And then yeah, the weapons and all that are unfinished. Tabata gutted the combat system because he didn't like the fact that he had to press buttons. He wanted it so that you could hold down the button and do lots of cool attacks. He didn't like the idea of switching between party members because he thought it was too complicated. He instead said that he thought the game would be more fun if the AI was very, very good. And you have these enemies, these allies that feel like real people, I believe he said. But then the thing is that your allies, they're easy to ignore, I guess. But if an enemy does an AoE attack, it'll just hit them. They have no way to deal with that. They won't jump. The Final Fantasy 15 has infinite depth to look into. Hello, Kamaru Kiloa. Yeah, Gladio sucks. His character arc is not finished, I feel. Like he's just kind of a jackass. Yeah, Julian, yeah, exactly. No, I didn't cry when I beat 15, but I was on the verge. It's a very well done ending. Zach Fair is your husband? Nice. I'm glad. He deserves it. He deserves as many husbands as he can handle. It's about the struggle Noctis goes through. I don't think that's enough. It can't just be the struggle. It has to mean something more than that. Like, yeah, a lot of bad things happen to Noctis. And the thing is, that just leads into the other thing, which is the villain, Ardyn. What is his motivation? And the only thing you can say, and it's the biggest cop-out, is you can say his motivation is to fuck with Noctis. Because nothing he does connects to his actual goals well, because they're so contradictory. He wants Noctis to become more powerful so he can beat him at his peak. He wants to kill the people that are relevant to Noctis. He wants to do things that could kill Noctis maybe. He wants to drive a wedge between his friends by tricking him sometimes. Sometimes he pretends to be Noctis' friend and helps him because he wants to hurt the Empire a bit, I guess. I don't know. Ardyn is very much a character that's meant to be mysterious and not functional. He doesn't work that's 15 in general. If you take one thing on its own, it's fine. But as a whole, it's a nightmare. It's a labyrinth that you cannot find the exit to because there is none. They forgot to add an exit. It's sad because he really liked the dynamic between Noctis and his friends. Just reading this. And it's like the narrative really wanted for it to be a big deal, but it's entirely dependent on spending as much time for the Venice as possible. So I think that the incidental dialogue between Noctis and his friends is pretty good, but besides Prompto and Noctis, I think the party is very poorly fleshed out. Like, Gladio has backstory that is never addressed, and Ignis just doesn't have a backstory. It's insane. It's really disastrous. Like, in his DLC, Ignis says, I would rather the world burn than harm befall Noctis. And that's a really intense emotion. And we get no insight into why this random butler feels this way about Noctis. Like, it's just... Anyways, I do have to call it pretty quick. So, yeah, caught on Pub and Chat. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Sorry to some of you just popping in at the last second right as I end this, but I'll be back streaming again tomorrow. We might finish the game. I don't know how much is left exactly, but I think we're going to fight a boss right away tomorrow. So if I can beat that in the Final Fantasy VI level, then maybe, but it might leak into next week. I don't know. And then Friday will be Kirby, so, Kirby time. But yeah,